Welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we're officially closing out our major block on automation and command line interfaces. We've been on quite a journey recently, really building up your foundational skills. But today we're taking a massive leap forward. We are evolving from just running local code on your own computer to mastering professional remote execution. So get ready, because we're looking at a tool called Fabric, and it's going to completely change how you manage your servers.
Okay, let's dive into this. You might be wondering, why do we genuinely need another automation tool? I mean, if you've been following along with our previous explainers, you know we've already thoroughly covered Click, Typer, and argparse. And those three incredible tools, they helped us build this comprehensive picture of how Python constructs command line interfaces. But there's a catch. Those tools are really intended to be run directly, right there on your local machine. Fabric solves a completely different piece of the puzzle.
Section 1. Beyond the local machine. You know, throughout our entire series, we've built a wide variety of web applications together. But here's the reality check. They can't just live on your laptop forever. They genuinely need to be deployed to remote servers. So, the crucial point is understanding the foundational technology that makes this all possible, SSH, or Secure Shell. Think of it as a highly established standard protocol that creates a secure, fully encrypted tunnel over the open internet. It allows you to connect to a remote computer and run commands exactly as if you were typing in your own local terminal. And Fabric? It's built directly on top of this secure SSH foundation.
Section 2. Automating your deployments.
Let's be honest for a second here. If you've ever tried to manually manage remote administration, you know the sheer pain I'm talking about. On one side of the spectrum, we have those manual deployments, logging into a server, typing out repetitive sequences, maybe missing a single keystroke, and boom, breaking your entire production environment because of one simple human error. But on the other side, we have the joy of Fabric automation. Instead of painstakingly typing a dozen separate commands, you trigger the entire flawless deployment sequence with a single Python command. It takes away all that anxiety and replaces it with rock-solid consistency.
So how does Fabric actually pull off this magic? Well, the mechanics are beautifully simple and natively Pythonic. After you install Fabric, you just write standard Python functions. You literally just add the @task decorator directly above each function. Then, right inside that function, you use a connection object, we usually just name it con, and you specify your target server. By simply calling con.run, you execute commands remotely. It so closely mirrors the subprocess execution pattern we've used in our earlier explainers, making it incredibly intuitive to pick up.
Let's anchor this with a very concrete Django deployment sequence. First up, use con.run to execute a git pull, grabbing your latest code. That's a concept we touched on way back in our very first explainer. Second, you run a pip install for your requirements. Third, you run your pending database migrations, whether that's Alembic or Django's built-in system from our 29th and 43rd explainers. And fourth, you properly restart the application. That's it. One single command on your local machine executes this entire structured sequence remotely.
Section 3. Scaling and file transfers. Let's move to this and see how it builds out as your app grows.
Because what happens when your application becomes wildly successful? You aren't just deploying to one server anymore, right? You might be deploying to 5, 10, or maybe 50. This is a genuinely powerful capability of Fabric. You don't have to rewrite your scripts to scale. You simply define a list of separate target hosts. Fabric will then take that exact same deployment task we just discussed and run it automatically across every single machine simultaneously. This is the absolute ideal solution when you're managing a load-balanced application with multiple identical copies running together to handle massive volumes of incoming user traffic.
But you know, server administration isn't just about running commands, it's also about moving data around, and Fabric handles file transfers perfectly. You can securely transfer files using con.put to upload and con.get to download. Think back to our 5th explainer where we thoroughly discussed .env configuration files. When you need to securely push a new configuration file, or maybe a deployment artifact, directly onto your remote server, con.put makes it completely effortless and entirely secure.
Section 4. Building professional deployment tools.
When you're operating at a professional level, you absolutely need your deployments to be robust and fail-safe. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how familiar this approach should feel. Fabric specifically raises a proper exception whenever a remote command fails. This means you can wrap your deployment steps in standard Python try and except blocks, exactly like we did in our earlier requesters explainer. If, say, step 2 of your deployment fails, Fabric catches it and you can gracefully halt the entire sequence immediately. You literally never have to worry about your script blindly continuing on and attempting subsequent steps in a completely broken environment.
And here's what I like to call the capstone combo. A lot of real-world professional deployment scripts actually combine Fabric with Click. Remember Click from our 58th explainer? Click builds this gorgeous, well-structured, clean command line interface for your user. Meanwhile, Fabric sits underneath the surface, providing that reliable, automated remote execution. By combining them, you're giving your team a highly professional, user-friendly CLI tool that seamlessly executes incredibly complex remote operations.
Section 5. The Complete Automation Toolkit.
This brings us to a very proud moment. It's time to wrap up this entire 4-part automation and CLI block with a comprehensive view of the complete journey we've taken together. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how far we've come. We started by building clean local tools with Click. We then evolved to a modern type hint-driven approach with Typer. We explored Python's foundational built-in library with argparse, and today we extended all of that power beyond your local machine straight out to remote servers with Fabric. Together, this gives you a single, genuinely comprehensive picture of how Python automates everything from your local terminal right across the open internet.
So, what's next on our journey? Well, we're officially moving into our 13th block, which is entirely focused on image, audio, and video. We're going to be starting off with a foundational Pillow library for working with images directly in Python. If this automation block helped level up your understanding, please make sure you're subscribed to the explainer because we still have 39 more incredible packages ahead of us to conquer together.
I want to leave you with a final thought today. Now that your automation toolkit spans the open internet, what ambitious remote systems will you conquer next? Think about it. The barrier between your local code and global deployment has been completely removed. I highly encourage you to take these skills, build something incredible, and automate it flawlessly. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.